Hi guys, it's Graham again and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with part 3 of my September book haul. These books that I'm about to show you, there are 5 of them. These ones are all hardcover editions, just because that's how I wanted to do it. So some of these are new, some of them are second hand, and all of them are fabulous, and I can't wait to get to them, and I can't wait to show you them. So let's get into it. So the first one is a brand new book, and I saw this in Tesco and had to have it. It is And Now for the Good News, To the Future with Love by Ruby Wax. My husband and I met Ruby Wax about a year or so ago in Topping & Company booksellers in St Andrews, and she was the most incredible human being, and I adored her. She was just fabulous. And the photograph I have with her is a treasured memory that I will treasure forever. This, I think, is like another sort of self-help book. She writes these kind of mindfulness self-help manuals that are hilariously funny and poignant as well. And I'm so excited. Dear reader, I know what you're thinking. Is it some kind of macabre joke? Has she been in a coma? How can Ruby Wax write a book about good news when the world is facing the worst disaster since the plague? Let me explain. I began writing in 2018, back when the world's worries were somewhat different. Climate change, greedy bankers, exam results, crap politicians, mental health. These are still huge issues, but even the ancient soothsayers reading pig entrails couldn't have predicted this. This is my new mission, to share the green shoots of hope peeping through the soil of civilization. Literacy is at an all-time high. World hunger is likely to be eradicated this century. Technological improvements are saving lives, just to scratch the surface. I've talked to everyone from leaders to scientists to tech geniuses. I've done the research and practiced what I preach. And my conclusion? Behind the clouds, the sun still shines. So here's to the shoots. May they become a blueprint for how the world can shift for the good. Hopefully we'll learn from them. Love, Ruby. I am so excited to get to this book. I think it's like a self-help type thing, and I'm so excited. And Now for the Good News, Ruby Wax investigates how recent and new developments across technology, education, business, health, food and social change are turning our world into a better place than it's ever been, drawing on brand new research, compelling case studies and exercises to reframe your thinking. This is your guide to embracing change. I'm just so excited. And it's so pretty. I love the colours of this book. Beautiful. So the next one is another new one, again from Tesco's, because I have no self-control. I also have a 10% discount because my husband works for Tesco's, so win-win situation. I've seen this everywhere, and this is beautiful. And I've put off getting this for ages. It's The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse by Charlie Mackesy. Mackesy? Yeah, I'm so excited. This looks absolutely incredible. The illustrations inside are just delicious and they feel like a dream, and I can't wait to get stuck into this. I mean, look at that. Some of them are in like black and white, like line drawings, and then some are beautifully watercoloured and are just stunning. The world that I am required to inhabit is this one, but the world that I long to inhabit is the one that Charlie Mackesy has created. And that's from someone called Elizabeth Gilbert. Love, friendship and kindness. This book speaks a universal language, and that's Bear Grylls. A wonderful work of art and a wonderful window into the human heart, and that's Richard Curtis. Simply, the world needs Charlie's work right now, and that's Miranda Hart. So these fabulous people have blurbed this book, so it can't be bad. And so many people have spoken about this, and I'm annoyed that I've put it off for so long because, yeah, it's stunning and I can't wait to get to it. I have no idea what it's about. A boy, a mole, a fox and a horse. But it's beautiful to look at. I'll get to it eventually. The next one, I was buzzing when I saw this. This is from a charity shop. And this is like a relatively brand new book. There's a slight bit of damage on it, but I'll live with that. I was absolutely buzzing because this was 49 pence. 49 pence. And I don't feel guilty because it was bought the first time round, clearly new, so the author won't have lost out. I always feel kind of bad that, you know, I get the majority of my books, well, not the majority, but a lot of my books from charity shops. I always feel bad that people are going to think that I don't support the author, where as much as I can, I will. But The Vanishing Half by Brit Bennett, this has been everywhere, and I was buzzing when I saw this. I was like, no, that can't be. That can't be. But the little bit of damage is just like here. It's like the gold has scraped off. But I'm so excited to have this in my collection. And it was 49 pence. I feel like I've shoplifted. But anyway, I wouldn't, and I haven't. Let's have a look. Twins, inseparable as children, ultimately choose to live in two very different worlds. One black and one white. The Vignas sisters will always be identical, but after growing up together, I don't know where I got apart from there, but anyway. But after growing up together in a small southern black community and running away at age 16, it's not just the shape of their daily lives that is different as adults, it's everything, including their racial identities. Many years later, one sister lives with her black daughter in the same southern town she once tried to escape. Across the country, the other secretly passes for white, and her white husband knows nothing of her past. Still, although separated by so many miles and just as many lies, the fates of the twins remain intertwined. What will happen when their own daughters' storylines intersect? Weaving together multiple strands and generations from the deep south to Carolina, from the 1950s to the 1990s, The Vanishing Half is at once a riveting emotional family story and a brilliant exploration of race, gender, and identity, and the lasting influence of the past as it shapes a person's desires and expectations. That just sounds astonishing, and I can't wait to get to it, but there's so many other books to get to. It's deciding what to read next. There's just so much choice, and yeah, I need to do this one soon because I've heard so many good things about it. So the next book that I've got to show you, my husband and I have recently been watching this guy in his cooking show on Sky TV, and I remember watching his other program when he first sort of exploded onto the screen back in the mid 2000s, so like circa 2004 or 5, and his show was like a stylist show, and I think it was called How to Look Good Naked, and the show that we were watching just recently is Gok Wan's Easy Asian, and he cooks Asian food or food inspired by his Asian heritage, and he just comes across as such a down-to-earth, hilariously funny person that you could spend time with. He'd be fun, and he'd be full of anecdotes and stories, I feel, and you'd never be poorly entertained. I think you'd be well entertained. This is Through Thick and Thin by Gok Wan, and it's his autobiography. And the strange thing about this is, as well, at the start of every chapter, there's a recipe. And one of the ones I opened was condensed milk sandwiches, which I will not be trying because they do sound revolting. But yeah, it's exciting. The lost, insignificant fat boy will never leave me. I am sure the bullies had no idea that when they poked, pinched, and called me names, it would stay with me forever. After they had left me to cry alone and unloved, they didn't consider what damage they had done. But today, I thank them, for without the jibes and hate, I wouldn't be the person I am today. I can absolutely relate to every word that was said on the back of that book just there. I was bullied at school because I was the fat boy. I was the gay boy. And I'm thankful now for everything that was done to me, said to me, everything I was put through, because it made me the person I am today. I'm a strong person. I'm a happy person. And the way I see it, and I've come to realise this in the last sort of maybe 10 years or so, those bullies were themselves being bullied. And are they happy? I often wonder. I don't care, but I wonder. And I think to myself, well, I'm happy and you didn't succeed. No. But the scars never go away. That does never leave. But yeah, I can't wait to get to this. Through Thick and Thin by Gok Wan. I shall read you the inside of the book. I have been blabbering on about this one book for a while now, but yeah. With his infectious energy and charisma, Gok Wan helps women love themselves, but it's not until you read his own inspirational story that you find out where he got that gift from. Gok grew up on a Leicester housing estate, and his parents ran a Chinese restaurant. For them, food meant love, and Gok was so well loved that by the time he was a teenager, he weighed 21 stone. Being Asian and gay as well, Gok felt lonely and out of place. He was an easy target for bullies and suffered terribly at their hands. In a moment of inspiration, he decided to reinvent himself with his first style makeover and a larger-than-life personality to go with it. But his next move was to lose a devastating 10 stone in 9 months, seriously endangering his health. The lessons Gok learnt during this time helped him bounce back to become a stylist to the stars and then every woman's best friend. In this intimate memoir, he tells his full story for the first time. Whether he's recounting the horrors of anorexia and childhood bullying, or riotous anecdotes about his loving family and TV shows, his autobiography contains all the honesty, wit and warmth we've come to know and love him for. And I can't wait to get to it. I think that my experience growing up as an overweight teen, as a homosexual, I think that my experiences will mirror quite a lot of Gok's in this book. So I'm interested to read this. I think it might be quite heavy going, but yeah, it's nice to know that you're not alone and you haven't been alone. It's not nice to know that other people have gone through what you've gone through, but yeah, I'm interested to get to this, and I'm glad to have this in my collection. Now, the final book in this haul, you'll be glad to know, I'm almost done. Again, is another one that I saw in Tesco's, and could not leave without it. I'm getting breathless again. I could not leave without it. During lockdown, this man was such an inspiration to millions of people in this country and around the globe. He raised a whopping 33 point something million pounds for the NHS simply by doing laps of his garden as a way of upping his own exercise after he had a hip replacement. And he was determined to do these laps of his garden before his 100th birthday. And he is an absolute inspiration and one of the most beautiful human beings on the face of this earth. And it's Captain Tom's autobiography. Tomorrow will be a good day. I'm so excited to get to this. Through a century filled with drama and great change, I've always looked on the bright side. I've lived through war and heartache, triumph and tragedy, and yet I'm still here. So I can only believe that tomorrow will be a good day. It's just glorious. And the receipt's still in the book. Who is Captain Tom? You've seen him on the television walking the length of his garden. A 100-year-old man determined to do his bit at a time of crisis. But he wasn't always like this. Where did he come from? Where was he made? From a childhood in the foothills of the Yorkshire Dales, Tom Moore grew up in a loving family which wasn't without its share of tragedy. It was a time of plenty and of want. When the storm clouds of the Second World War threatened, he raised his hand and, like many of his generation, joined up to fight. His war would take him from a country he had never left to a place which would steal his heart, India and the Far East, to which he would return in his 90s to view the sight he had missed first time around, and the distant peak of Everest. Captain Tom's story is our story, the story of our past 100 years here in Britain. It's a time which has seen so much change, when yet so much has stayed the same. The national spirit, the can-do attitude, a belief in doing your best for others. In this rich, happy life, packed with incident, you will encounter time and again the curiosity, courage, and generosity that saw Captain Tom look around him during our current crisis and decide that something had to be done. And I just can't wait to get to this, because, like I say, he's just an inspirational man, and you've got to love him because he kept our morale going during the COVID lockdown at the height of the pandemic, and he's just fabulous, just absolutely amazing. That was the last book in part 3 of my September book haul. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed talking about all these amazing books. I'm certainly going to enjoy reading them when I eventually get to them. Whatever you're doing, I hope you have so much fun doing it. Whatever you're reading, I hope you love it. Stay fabulous, be amazing, be yourself, stay safe, and I'll see you again soon for another video. Bye bye.